Let's talk toilets. That's what it's going to be about, you guys. Toilet talk. And what am I doing with the shovel? So that's the question everybody wants to know about van life and any kind of mobile living. How do you go to the bathroom if you don't have a regular RV that has an included bathroom? So that's what we're going to talk about. So if you're interested in that, want to know about this, come on back. We're going to talk about it. Okay, you guys, welcome back. So, this video is dedicated entirely to toilets. I mean, let's talk dirty, shall we? Everybody does it. Everybody has to go to the bathroom. And how do you do it when you are living the mobile lifestyle? That is like the great question that everybody has when they find out you're doing this. So, I'm going to tell you things that I have used and what I have found that works best for me. And everybody's going to be different. You know, a lot of people are funny about that, and some people can do one method, and other people's like, no, I just can't do that. So that's fine. You know, that's just like camp like you. You know, you do it your way. That's what this is all about. You find out what works best for you, what's the most comfortable and easiest thing for you, and that's what you go with. So I'm just here to give you some options, and I'm sure you've seen them before, but I'm going to let you know how it worked for me, what did work for me, what didn't work so well for me, and we'll just go from there. So I'm going to turn this around here, show you. I've got some different things set up here on this table. Just one second. Okay, so I'm out here in front of my minivan, which I travel in now more often than anything, and I'll be talking to y'all more about that later because through this whole process, you know, I've been van camping since 2008, but I own two high top vans. High raised roof vans. They weren't a full high top, but I had two older raised roof vans that I had, since 2008. Two different ones, and loved those. And then decided a few years ago that I wanted to, just in 2019, I guess it was 2019, I wanted to step it up and try the camper experience. And ended up with a little vintage travel trailer that I love, 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 love. And I did, I took several trips with that, and I love it. But I knew when I bought it, you know, that it was only going to be for certain trips. And so had a ball making it my own and enjoyed it. So it served its purpose, and I'm probably going to end up selling that. So, and I'll talk to y'all about that later and give you a tour of that camper. But I have found at this point that the minivan camping for me is what I'm going to go with, I think, from here on out. I mean, who knows? Later on down the road, I might do something different. But as of right now and for the foreseeable future, I love the minivan camping. It's been the best for me. But getting back to toilets, I'm going to turn this back around. So, first of all, this porta potty. This is a Stepford. This right here. This is a, yeah. Can you see that? It's a Thetford. How do you say that? Thetford? Yeah, Thetford porta potty. Cassette toilet's what they call it. And of course, it's just like, you know, the real thing. People who have to have that flush experience. Oh, yeah. Talk about making it my own. You know, in my camper, I had a little cowboy, gypsy, hippie vibe going on, and I've had that sign there forever, and I thought it was cute there. But anyway, so this is just, of course, a flushable porta potty. You know, you empty it in the bottom of it. It collects waste in the bottom, and you empty it. You can just take it to a commode or wherever and empty it. And for some people, that works great. It's very comfortable, very sturdy. Thetford is a great brand, and I know that's what most people use. You can put a little chemical in there to keep it, keep the odor down, and you got the lid, of course, so it's very, very useful. And that came with the camper when I bought it. I never used it. Absolutely, I never used it. I mean, by that time, I had already been using the Luggable Loo, which is the basically the bucket, the 5-gallon bucket with the commode lid. Well, you can add the commode lid, but I've been doing that since 2008, and that just worked for me better than anything. And so I just stuck with that, and I just did not need this cassette toilet. Even though I know they're great, I just didn't need it. So it's going to be staying in the camper. So go back over here. This is what is known as the Luggable Loo, or the 5-gallon bucket that you can get anywhere. You can get it at Walmart or Lowe's or wherever. And I think if you order it as a Luggable Loo online, it has the toilet seat with it. It's plastic, just snaps right on top of the bucket, and has the lid. Very, very handy. So people's asking, well, what do? You know, you just go in that. What if you need to poopy? What do you do? So, and there's different methods to this. A lot of people will put a sealable, closable plastic container or something in there. I don't know. Like, people use all kinds of things. If you've watched the YouTube videos, they'll use a laundry detergent bottle, or a big round plastic container with the lid, and then you just take the urine and empty that into a commode. And so but what I always did, I just used it as is. And then when you have to do you just line this, you take this off, you take the little snap lid off, and just put you a Walmart dollar store plastic bag on there. And I use pine shavings because it's like what you put in a hamster's cage or something like that. And number one, it has the odor control. It already has that pine scent, like a cedar scent. I think it's cedar chips, basically cedar chip or pine shavings. And so you already have that natural scent, and it's lightweight. A lot of people use kitty litter. That works too. It works great. I have used that, but the less weight you can have, the better. So the pine shavings is just much easier to store. That's what I have found to work for me. So that's a tip if you want to try that. And another thing I use is the what's it called? The Poo-Pourri. Poo-Pourri. It's a little spray, bottle of spray, odor control, and you spray it. And use this at home even. You spray it in the commode before you're going to do the business. And it just helps keep that odor down. It has all kinds of different pleasant smells. And again, it's small. It's easy just to put in your toiletry section, so I use that. And another thing that I have found too that I started using in later years that really works great is get you a package. I keep a package of the cheapest diapers, baby diapers that I can find. And so you would, so just take this lid off, put your plastic bag in here just like you would. And then I use a diaper. You can either put it in there and open it up and do your business on that. Use the little potpourri spray that helps. And either way, whether you use it straight into the bag with the pine shavings or in the diaper, when you get done, you just lift this back up, wrap it all up, whether it's in the diaper or just in the just in the plastic bag with the pine shavings. You wrap it all up and dispose of it just like you would a baby diaper anywhere else. And so if it makes you feel better to I don't know, just have it more, I don't know, secure or whatever, just wrap the whole thing in a diaper. Just wrap it up in a diaper, and then you just dispose of that just like you would a baby diaper. I mean, people with young children, they're not potty trained yet. You know how you do it. You change the baby's diaper and secure it up, and you put it in the trash. Just like, there's no difference. There's no difference between baby poop and adult poop. What does it matter? And dog poop. Don't you do the same thing with your dog poopy? You people who have got, dogs out in public on a leash, you have to scoop the poop. You have the little doo-doo bags. So you collect the doggy's poo-poo and wrap it up in that and you dispose of it. What is the difference? The difference is there's not. There's not any difference whatsoever, but it's people because they've never done it before or it's different. You know, it's a different method of going to the bathroom. That's just all it is. And people are just not used to it. So they're like, oh, I don't know about that. Oh, that's all I know. And so it's no big deal. It is no big deal. And for me, you know, that's just been the easiest thing. So the other thing I wanted to show you, so that is what they call the luggable loo, the 5-gallon bucket with the commode lid seat. Now, I got mine, the first one I had, I got, I believe from, well, I just got the 5-gallon bucket from Walmart or Lowe's or wherever. And then I got the commode seat. The first one I had a green seat. And I got that from a company called Emergency Essentials. I'll put that up here on the screen. Which now you can get these, you know, these plastic commode seats at Amazon. I think you can get the full bucket with the commode seat, known as the luggable loo, at Amazon as well. I haven't checked. I've just had the bucket for so long. But yeah, you can use that. But I was telling you about Emergency Essentials. That company it's like a survivalist gear company, and they have all kinds of things. So if you want to check them out, emergencyessentials.com. They have this and all kinds of other things that, you know, great for hikers, backpackers, off-grid living and survival gear and that kind of thing. They even have like the survivalist food, freeze-dried food and all that. So check them out, Emergency Essentials. So I'm going to turn this back around. Okay, so this right here, I love this, and I was using this in the minivan up until, well, today. I mean, up until my last trip. And I'm going to switch it out on the next trip, which is going to be coming up. But this right here, and you all have seen these, they are called, it's by Trip Tips. There is the little carrier for it. But what this is, basically, it is a collapsible, like an ottoman. Collapsible ottoman. But it is outfitted, this comes off, this is outfitted with like a little soft rimmed attachment for, you know, making it comfortable to sit on. Now, and this is bleach stained, you guys, because I always put a little bit of bleach in it in the bucket. But when you get this from Trip Tips, and it's called a collapsible commode, I believe, or a portable commode, but you can just look up Trip Tips collapsible commode, I think, or collapsible toilet. So it just folds up. Y'all have seen these, and you guys, I promise this is just bleach. It's stained with bleach. It's bleached out. But anyway, it comes folded up, and so, and then the bottom you put the little round piece, which is firm like cardboard. That's what makes it, you know, stand up in the bottom. And then you just put, again, you put whatever kind of that you want, you know, for, you know, urine. And the same principle, you know, if you need to do you do the same thing. But how this works is, so you put whatever kind of container. The first thing I used was a plastic coffee can. And that worked okay. But, you know, if it moves around a little bit, you don't have it positioned just right, it can, you know, you can miss it. And so what I have started using now is a collapsible bucket. And I measured the diameter of this and what size would fit right inside of that. So this has worked out perfect for me. You know, I love collapsible items. So you just put that in there, and you put the little ring, the little foam padding ring right back on it. And there you have your toilet. And then, you know, when you're done, you just cover it up with the topper. And it also does double duty. You know, you can use this as a ottoman, you know, footrest. I wouldn't sit on it for very long. I don't anyway, because I have a few extra pounds that I wouldn't be totally comfortable with sitting on that all the time. But you guys, just for going to the bathroom, it does fine. And it has done me for some time now. But the reason I bought this, actually. I bought it for two reasons. I bought it to use in the minivan because it is shorter. Um, and it's less conspicuous. Takes up a little bit less space than the bucket, for instance. So you can see the difference in the height there. You can see that. But the main reason that I got this, the main reason that I got the portable toilet, is that I wanted something that I could take on a plane, because there's going to be times I'm going to plan some trips. With my situation right now, I'm still working. I'm not retired or anything, so I do have to keep working. So long distance trips like out west, where I don't have enough time to drive and spend, I just can't take 2 weeks off at a time like that. It's very difficult. So I wanted to do some trips where I would pick out a route out west or an event or whatever it was I wanted to go to and fly out. I've got a huge big suitcase that I am got to be using for travel gear. And I've spent a lot of time figuring out that whole scenario. Get to the airport and I would rent a van like this or something similar, something that I could sleep in, stay overnight in. So I made a list and I went through that whole scenario. Okay, I would fly to wherever, pick up the rental vehicle. What do I need then that I can pack in this big suitcase? Everything that I would need for an extended stay for a few days to camp in. So I figured all that out. I figured out, what my sleeping arrangements, something to sit in, cooking, all that stuff. So then it came down to restroom facilities. And that's the reason that I bought this. And it's perfect because you collapse this all down. You collapse this thing all the way down. And then when it's all folded down, it fits into this little carrying case, you guys. A little zipped carrying case you can see there. See it? And I mean, my goodness, that's going to lay flat, put right in your suitcase. So that is the main reason that I bought it. But after I got it, I had been using it in the minivan ever since. And I do still love it. But if y'all seen my last video, I've had an issue with my my left leg and behind my knee, and I'm having trouble with that. It's caused me difficulty of getting up and down, and so I am going to go back to, in the van, I'm going to go back to this, I believe. I'm going to try it anyway. I know it'll fit in there and everything. It's just, it's taller, so it's going to make it easier not to have to, sit down as low on this as it is that. And so I'm going to see how that works, because I know how well I like that and how well it works. So I'm going to make the switch here for this next trip, little trip I'm taking. But for compactness and travel, this right here is ideal. And I found out about that little portable collapsible toilet from Linda. From Linda at Serene and Simple Life. And if you haven't been on her channel, check her out. She's awesome. She travels in a, let's see, she went from a sedan. She went from a car that she traveled in for a long time, and she made it work beautifully. And then she went to an SUV. And I haven't seen her in the last little bit. I haven't been on her channel in a while, but she's ideal. And she is the one who I found out about that little collapsible toilet. So check her out, Serene and Simple Life. She's awesome. I love Linda. So what is this thing back here? Well, I have had this for some time, you guys. Y'all know, if I've mentioned it before, I love anything to do with Route 66. I've been a Route 66 fan forever, and I've been on it in different parts on it, but haven't ever got to take the whole route yet, but that is on the to-do list. But anyway, this is the same concept as this. You can see it's just a little bit taller, but not, just a little bit shorter than the Lugabaloo, a little bit taller than the collapsible small portable toilet. So what this is, it's just the same thing. It's an ottoman and a storage, um, you know. So it just folds down too. It's like an accordion type thing. It folds down. It also has the round cardboard thing in the bottom that makes it firm to hold anything. So even if you just use that for storage, I mean, how cool is that design? I love that. And I had that in the camper for a while. And what I was doing with it, and that's what I'm going to do in my van, is to put the 5-gallon bucket or the luggable loo into that. So it makes it look cooler. You know, and you can disguise these portable toilets, like the 5-gallon bucket thing. You can disguise that. You can put a seat cover on it, or, you know, I've seen people make it like a little cover, you know, a little cute cover on it or whatever, and make it like a footstool, or something that you don't recognize as being a toilet. So anyway, that is what I am going to do with this. I'll show. It's not the same height, but it does kind of cover that up, you know, a little bit. So you can still, now that would be better, you know, I could see myself sitting on that. That could be a stool. And I don't have the lid on it down there real good, but, well, there it is. So you still got that little gap, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, it looks better. It goes with the theme of my stuff in my van. I love that Route 66 stuff. So that is what I'm planning on doing, is just putting that luggable loo 5-gallon bucket deal inside of that, and using it as a stool as well. So I could sit in there and cook or whatever. So that is the plan. So, okay, so I'll talk to you about the small portable collapsible toilet, the luggable loo, the what you might call it, the cassette toilet, porta potty. And so what's the shovel thing about? Seriously? People said, are you serious? Doesn't every camper have one of these little foldable shovels, like for the Boy Scouts use or whatever? I mean, to me, I've not done that. Well, I have done that on a backpack trip or something like that, but that's not something, you know, that I'm going to be doing for just normal traveling. But it is handy to carry, you know, definitely carry something like that with you. Also, what I've used this for is when I would be metal detecting. I love to metal detect. I'm a treasure hunter, y'all. Treasure hunter at heart. And so, you know, that gives me a little shovel tool to dig up my artifacts and my riches. I love it. I ain't never got rich yet, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So, always carry a little shovel, you know. And what the purpose toilet wise behind that is, oh, this sun, sorry you guys, such a beautiful day. The sun's getting in the eyes. But so for the shovel, you know, if you are out in the woods, you know, want to dig a hole several inches deep. I forget, what do they say, 6 inches or something like that deep. You want to dig it, you know, so animals won't disturb it. So you just dig a little hole somewhere if you had to. For me, that's an emergency type thing. You know, if you poopy out in the woods, does anybody know? Maybe the bear who's watching you, I don't know. I don't know, but, you know, it's an option. And, you know, when you're out backpacking, no matter where you're at, you're going to have to go to the bathroom sometime or another. There's a little bee after me. But, you know, just have tools for everything that you need, depending on what you're going to do. If you know you're never going to go backpacking or whatever, you probably won't need that. But, you know, if you're on public land, be sure and take care of the land. Be sure to do things properly. Don't be emptying, you know, waste. Don't empty waste like on the ground, you know, chemicals on the ground and stuff like that, as far as that goes. Now, you know, if you're talking about, you know, urine, you know, you just water a tree like you would if you was squatting out in the woods or whatever. But, you know, be mindful of what you're doing and think about it. Think about the animals, think about other people in the area. You know, don't leave stuff laying around. no footprint. You know, pack in what you pack out. You don't want to leave any trace that you were there, and leave a place looking better than what you found it. But as far as the toilet situation, these are what I have used, and for me, I have found that this 5-gallon bucket right here has worked for me better than anything. I'm more comfortable with that, and it works for urination and solid waste, for urine and solid waste. So for me, it's been ideal. So anyway, I guess that is about it. Like I said, just be really mindful of what you do out in the woods and at campgrounds and at public land, all of that. With everything, with your trash, with your waste, with your gray water and wastewater and any of that stuff. Don't mess it up, because people who do is causing us problems. You know, just like it always is. You know, a few bad apples ruin it for everybody. So don't be a bad apple. Be a good seed. Sow a good seed. All right, you guys. So that's it on the toilet talk. Hope y'all have found some tips on this. Like I said, those pine shavings are excellent. You can find them at Walmart, or you can order them or whatever. Pine or cedar chip shavings. And kitty litter works great too. And then I saw somewhere, I forget who it was, but she had found some kind of little pellets. And actually, when they became moist, they released like a pine odor or whatever. I think they used them in horse stalls or something. I forget who had that, but anyway, I'm sure there's other things too. That's what's worked for me, is just the pine shavings. They're cheap, fairly cheap. And, you know, you can also use those if you're, you know, for fire. If you're, you know, running low on a fire starters or whatever, you can use those pine shavings as well. So that's it. There's my Pepper girl, Pepper siding in the background. Love her. She's my sweet girl. Okay, you guys, so be sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel here. And we do all kinds of things here. If you're new on the channel, I am not a full-timer. I'm still working, but I am a part-time van lifer, part-time vanner, vamping as I call it. And, you know, been doing it for a long time, and I've learned, you know, so I just share what I've learned. I don't have all the answers. I learned so much from other people, and that's what it's all about, is just learning from each other and sharing your experience. That's what I do. I share my journeys that I take. I share them with you all, and find, you know, any cool places that I find, or deals, or whatever, trips, hacks, and tips, and all that. That's what I do on that channel, is share it. And so we can all learn from each other. So be sure and subscribe to the channel, and hop over to galgoncamping.com. That's the website, and I'll have a new blog coming out pretty soon. And hopefully, I'm hoping to do more with that website later. It's just been very time consuming and so much going on, but it is a work in progress. So stay with me, stay tuned, and be sure to check out Galgon Camping. All right, you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and remember, don't wait to live. See you down the road.